Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. I'm Ombra and today we're gonna make the first tier list for the 2.0 for the Evil Faction Commander. I choose to make two different tier lists for Evil Faction and Good Faction because I think the video gonna be too long if I make all together. So this first tier list is for the Evil Faction, and then in a couple of days I'm gonna release also the Good Faction version. First and start, I wanna say you what I have considered for make my tier list. The skill of the commander, the statistic of the commander, also the unique of the commander and the possibility to use some kind of gear. I also make this tier list for everyone, so I consider a level of respect around R10 for use the unique but not too high like a mega whale. So it's not for mega whale, it's not for completely zero spender, it's just for the average of player. So you can see this tier list for understand who you have to invest on if you wanna do a good choice. I'm almost ready for start with this tier list, but first I wanna say thank you to everyone are following me right now because we reach 1k of subscriber and that is a big goal for my channel. I unlocked the possibility to be a partner of YouTube. Now you can subscribe to my channel also. If you like my video and you want to support me, feel free to do that. The minimum cost for that is around $3, I think. It's not a lot, but for me means a lot. But stop wasting time and let's start with the tier list. The first commander on that is ADUNAE. And in my opinion, the good position for them is in A tier. Right now, ADUNAE is a strong pick, not the best for sure, but is a strong pick. Then it's the time of AGZOK, and also AGZOK is a damage dealer commander with a very great kit, a bit inferior in my opinion than ADUNAE in particular, because it's a tier 1 commander, it is more expensive to reach the respect 10. So for me AGZOK is still A tier, but a bit less than ADUNAE. Then we're gonna talk about AZRU-KHOR, and for me right now AZRU-KHOR is terrible. I have nothing in the kit for say, okay, I'm gonna use that. Then we have BERUTHIEL, a supporter commander deserving of B tier, so it's okay if you wanna run an Evil Man comp or a Man comp where you have to buff your troop, it's just okay. With the same feeling we have the Black Serpent, always in B okay tier, but for sure superior than BERUTHIEL. Black Serpent in some formation can be very useful and also have a commander damage not so bad. Then we talk about CESTARO, and for me CESTARO right now it's S+ God. The amount of damage this commander can bring to the field is insane, absolutely crazy. Can equip decently them, you're gonna have a monster amount of damage, and that is focus damage, so also gonna ignore the physical defense of the enemy. Then we talk about GLASHA, and in my opinion GLASHA is terrible. It's better for sure than AZRU-KHOR, but it's still terrible. Then we talk about GORBAG, and for me right now GORBAG is like C tier but very low on C tier. Have some buff for the troop but not very strong for say, okay, I want GORBAG for my orcs. And after GORBAG we have also GOTHMOG, and GOTHMOG for me it's a bit superior because in some formation it's better than GORBAG, so have sense to be played, but is not a good investment. Then we talk about GRIMA, and I'm sorry to say right now GRIMA is terrible. They completely destroy the kit of GRIMA right now. The CC are useless, all the skill of GRIMA are completely irrelevant. GRISHNAKH on the same way is terrible, and I'm gonna place in the middle between GLASHA and AZRU-KHOR. KHALDOON is definitely not bad, is okay in my opinion, better than BERUTHIEL because have some damage, have some supporter skill, is a T1, so it's still usable. KHALDOON is not the god you have in the 1.0, but it's still okay. Then we talk about KHAMUL, and for me KHAMUL is A tier, is strong on dealing damage, is not for sure the prime choice you want on your team for main DPS, but can be a DPS. Talking about KIRUN, for me right now is bad and is in a top of bad tier, close to okay but not enough for be okay. And after KIRUN KIRUN we have LATHAR with some damage of the commander, some buff for Reaper, some buff for Fallen. It's just too hybrid for be considered okay, it's just bad. Now we talk about LURTZ, and I'm pretty satisfied to place LURTZ in a S tier, not S+, but it's very strong right now. It's so close to be S+ tier. It's not S+ just because it's physical damage, but at the same time remember this name, because if you are completely free to play is where you have to invest. LURTZ is one of the best commander in the game. MALTOK is not terrible, it's just bad, but is in the lowest part of bad, so it's almost terrible, have nothing important to mention. The Mouth of Sauron, one of the most cringe character in this game, is terrible because the stronger part of the kit is Mouth of Sauron is just nerf the enemy attack, but at the same time nerf themselves, and the unique stun themselves and an enemy, so it's terrible. And why I have to want a commander nerf me and the enemy where I can have commanders nerf only the enemy? With OGLURG we have a commander close to be strong but not enough for be considered strong. Is good because have a good damage for the commander. Also if you play that with troll have a very great defense. Then we finally reach the worst commander in the game, QURWAN. QURWAN is in my opinion the worst commander right now present in the game. Have no one single good aspect in the entire kit. SARUMAN is another very strong commander, in my opinion deserve the S tier. Have a solid damage, get nerf in the last patch or it will be probably S+. Right now is S and is still a very good investment also for free to play. Talking about Sauron, it's hard to place that because it's strong in base of how much strong is your enemy. So I will say overall I'm gonna place Sauron in a A tier, in the top of ADUNAE for sure. Can be S if you are a mega whale, can be B or even C if you are a free to play, but I feel like A tier is a good position for the best debuffer and controller of the game. Then I talk about SHAGRAT, and for me SHAGRAT is terrible, absolutely the second worst commander in the game. Talking about SHARKU, for me is bad, but it's not bad like the commander under them, so I'm gonna place under KIRUN. And now if CESTARO is the king right now, we need to find a queen, and SKALHELM for sure is the queen of the game right now. If we talk about the pure damage, probably the order is this, so we have SKALHELM in the first position, but considering SKALHELM is so easy to counter with evasion and damage reduction in early game, I would say CESTARO is still better than SKALHELM. Talking about SUNIND, in my opinion is not so bad because have a lot of potential for buffing multiple troops and feet in multiple army, so I'm gonna place SUNIND in the bottom of the A tier. Now is the time to talk about Shadow, and absolutely the Shadow right now is S. Is not sure if it's better Shadow or LURTZ, probably without the unique it's better Shadow, with the unique it's better use LURTZ, so I'm gonna place that in a second place of the S tier. Another commander really strong but not enough strong for be considered S is the Undying, and is deserving the first position of the A strong tier. Then we talk about UGLUK, and in my opinion right now is a bit superior than KHALDOON, have a lot of buff for buff themselves, and the formation is okay, it's usable in a UGLUK formation. Then a tier 1 commander surprised me a lot. UGTHAK is very strong on dealing DPS with the new kit, and I'm gonna place that in okay, B tier, not enough strong for be considered A tier of course, but still very decent damage. Now it's the time for the Witch King, and I feel bad to do that, but I'm gonna place the Witch King in a B tier, close to the Black Serpent. Maybe it's worse than Black Serpent, yes, probably worse than Black Serpent right now. The fall of the king is very big on a 2.0, it's very savage for me, because the Witch King is my favorite character for all the time I plays the 1.0, so rest in peace Witch King, I hope to see you in the top in the future. Now we talk about YUSRAA, and for me YUSRAA right now is just bad, close to being the bottom, not in the bottom cause just MALTOK is worst, but is still bad. And for last course we talk about ZEGRID, and right now he's bad because he's a damage dealer commander with only one skill for damage dealer. So these are the best commander in my opinion in the 2.0. If you are in the average for the 99% of the player, this is the meta. Right now I'm running SESTARO, LURTZ, Shadow and the Undying, and I found that very strong together. I win a lot of fight, even versus people a lot more equipped than me, because I think these four are very strong in synergy, and I really suggest you to run that. In particular, if you're a low spender, I suggest you to go with LURTZ and Shadow because they are very strong, and also the Undying, and choose if you want to make your big investment on SESTARO or on SKALHELM. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, just smash like on that and also subscribe to my channel for future content. Let me know in the comment what you think about this tier list, if you have different opinion about the commander I choose, and motivate that so we can learn together. I want to remember you, I have also a Discord, join that for talk with my community. We are growing so fast, and every day we discover something new and we improve together. Thank you for following me, and see you in the next. Woo!